were like, oh, yeah, I miss Wendy.
Well, I see 5 people. I mean, somewhere up here on my screen.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm wondering if I can type here, though. Let's see.
I know. I'm trying.
Oh, I have a.
I got an ad.
I do too. Oh, I can skip it.
Oh, I got to turn off my volume.
Here, though. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Let me turn my volume down. There we go. That's better.
Yeah, because we don't want conflicting.
I don't want double volume. I did silence my notifications. I hope they're still silenced.
Okay.
A little bit of a delay. I wonder how much of a delay I'm seeing. I'm seeing a little bit of a delay. Are you seeing a delay?
Yeah, there will be a bit of a delay. When I did it with D, it was a little confusing because you're seeing chatter on here, and then you're like trying to, so yeah, it can be a little.
Okay, I'm gonna look at the phone then. Well, I don't know what I need to look at because.
It's easier if you want to look at the chat, it's easier to read it on the computer, which is why I suggested we have that there.
Okie doke. Well, we'll see. My phone's pretty big reading it, but maybe I can read it on my phone and type here. I don't know. That's strange. I lost volume.
From me?
Yeah, well, you were talking, your mouth was moving, but there was nothing coming out on the phone. There was no volume.
Oh, I thought you were watching the computer and seeing a delay.
No. I was actually looking at it's back now, though. Okay.
Oh.
I think when I did it with D a while back, it seems like we had a volume issue just briefly as well.
Yeah. Hey, Karen. I see Karen said hello.
Hey, Karen.
Why did I get locked? What the heck is going on here?
Are you locked out of something?
Okay, there it goes. Yeah,
hey,
it said I got signed off. Hi, Rachel.
Kicking you out of your own chat.
Yeah.
Not good.
Well, I thought it was because I had it on 2 different laptops here that maybe it only wanted me on one.
Gotcha.
So.
What have you ladies been doing? I've missed y'all.
See, and the good thing, Wendy, is you don't have to type to them. You can actually talk to them when they say something.
I know.
So you don't have to type anything.
Oh, there is Yolanda. Hey, Yolanda.
Hey, Yolanda.
Sweet lady, I have missed chatting with you for sure.
Now, this is weird because when I was doing this with D, maybe it's because I had my screen on bigger, but I couldn't read the chat. On here, I can read it.
Oh, yeah, I can read it. It's like this big.
Yeah. So I'm not having any problems. So
I might even close my iPad because it's.
Yeah, it's surprisingly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to keep mine open so that way I can share links if people come in and stuff.
Right.
Like, actually, I will link your channel right now and lock it in place while I'm thinking about it.
I am so happy Roy asked me to chat, you guys. I'm happy to talk to y'all today.
Come on, what are you doing?
Okay, I see your link.
Okay, now I think I can. Now I can pin that up to the top. So now you are officially pinned at the top of the chat.
Perfect.
So people come in.
To the top. That's great. Yes, Yolanda, I have missed being live and having videos, and I don't know. We'll get into it in a minute, maybe, but yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, we'll give it a few minutes for more people to pop in. Right now, we have 11 people according to my computer.
Oh yeah, I have 11 people on my end too.
But if any of you who are here have any questions, let us know.
Yep.
Because we are going to be talking about what's been going on.
Yep. What's been going on?
There's a lot of different things. It's so weird. I hate looking at the laptop and seeing myself doing something after I've already done it.
Something different. It's really weird. Like I'm just not gonna look at mine. I'm gonna look at the screen here.
Yeah,
That's
now
freaking me
that
out.
you can see the chat down here, I don't think you need to.
It's freaking me out. I'm like, I don't like that. Like my mouth is moving and it's not over here.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was making gestures over here and I'm like distracted by seeing them.
I know. But with D, when I did it with D, there was a big delay even on the phone. But
Yeah.
there's not any today. That's
No, I don't know if
good.
they've improved something or what,
Maybe.
but when
Maybe.
I was doing it, I mean, the chat just was overriding the
Yeah, it was.
visuals, and I was
Yes.
like, I couldn't figure out what was going on, so I had to look over here. But I'm glad
Yeah, I'm glad
it's
they've improved.
much improved.
Much better. Much better.
All right, so it's a 4 after. I guess we can
Yep.
just start chatting and
16,
see.
maybe they'll come on, jump in.
Yeah. So, how have you been doing? I know you've been dealing with a lot of health stuff.
Yes.
So, you want to give some background on what's been going on? And
I'm a lot better in the sense that I'm not like having to go to the hospital. But, in September is when I just had that major, almost a blockage, and was really sick for about a month, like
right.
just horrible. And then since then, I've been dealing with, well, one reason I quit doing the YouTube was, one, it was holiday season for my business. Two, it was overwhelming with not feeling good.
Right.
And I just didn't know what to post because they had me on this crazy low FODMAP diet. And if y'all ever looked at that, there's almost nothing I could eat.
Right.
Nothing. I mean, it's almost no vegetables, no seasonings. And I was just like, what am I going to do? I certainly can't do a YouTube like that. And so I was working through that for the last few months, trying to add some stuff back because I don't want to eat green beans the rest of my life. I mean,
Right.
I need to eat healthy foods because I was suffering in some areas with lack of nutrition and some other things. So I've added stuff back to my diet. I'm doing better with that. But I'm still having tummy issues. They're calling it IBS. I don't know. I feel like that's a garbage can diagnosis when they don't know what's wrong or don't want to find out what's wrong.
Right.
So I'm finding a new doctor, and because I'm just having a lot of tummy issues. So, but I miss YouTube. I think also I'm just going to do, I think you're doing once a week. I think I'm going to try to do once a week, see if that's a little more manageable.
Yeah, because I did try early on. I did 1 a week, and then I tried bumping it up to 2 a week. But then that got so stressful because, I mean, my editing takes a lot more than some people's.
Right.
And so that and my physical issues, I just couldn't do it.
It was a lot to manage. Yeah. So, and I didn't know really truly what could I put out there. Like what is somebody going to want to see if I can't really cook like I was cooking before. So I don't know. I guess I kind of had a little pity party too. I'm out of that, but it's been nice to hear I was missed, and I really was feeling a little irrelevant, but I've had a lot of people reach out and say, we really want you to come back. And that makes my heart feel really happy.
Right.
So,
And I mean, and it doesn't necessarily even have to be you're sharing a recipe if it's not something you think. It could just be talking about what you're dealing with.
Grocery haul or what's going, So I'm just I have to figure it out, and I want to hear what people want to see, so if the same, different, but Karen, it was a low FODMAP diet, FODMAP. If you look it up, it's a little crazy. Like no garlic, no onions, no seasoning, no beans, no peas, no broccoli, no asparagus, no cabbage. I mean, what's left at that point? So.
Yes, and I do want to say hello to Doreen. She said she's been watching my channel this month and loves it. So hello, Doreen. Thank you for that. And I hope that you're enjoying the Healthy app because I did have a few issues for a little while because my app kept shutting down when I was trying to put in recipes.
Oh, no.
So I contacted them and the communication was spotty. And finally, I talked to someone who was like, I'm sorry, that never should have happened. And so it made me feel a little bit better. And I haven't noticed as many issues lately. So hopefully they've gotten it fixed. But it was just, I think they've gotten a lot more people coming from WW. So it's probably, because when I first joined, they were like, oh, hi, we're happy to have you here, blah, blah, very welcoming. And now I think they've gotten so much bigger that it's kind of like a little more overwhelming for them, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
Hopefully they're situated now.
Yeah, I'm completely healthy. I'm not using the Weight Watchers app at all, and I love it. But I haven't had any glitches, thank goodness. But I'm sure they're a lot busier. I'm positive.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hey, Diane.
Hey, Diane.
Yeah, Karen, I had never heard of it either until the doctor, and it's really a diet that should be followed with a dietitian, but my insurance won't cover a dietitian. And the doctor's like, oh, you can do it by yourself. And I asked him, had he ever done the diet? And he's like, no. I'm like, well, you should give it a try and see if you could do it by yourself. So, yeah, it was difficult.
Yeah. Hi, Paula. Actually, I'm in Massachusetts. I grew up in Connecticut, but I'm living in Massachusetts. And right now it's fine. We are expecting possible winter storm. So not looking forward to that. But I did go out shopping yesterday before I had to deal with any, because I was trapped in here for like a week because there was ice on the driveway and I can't walk out there because I'm a fall risk.
Yeah, you
if I slipped and fell, I couldn't get back up.
Right.
So I was kind of stuck in the house. So I was so excited to leave the house yesterday.
Did you stock up for the impending storm?
Well, as much as, I mean, I grew up in New England, so I know if there's a storm, you're in maybe a day or two.
Yeah.
But, unless it's like a major blizzard, which is very rare. So.
Yeah. Oh, when they think it's going to snow or ice here, there's no bread, there's no milk.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's the same here. And because I used to work at a supermarket, and I'd be like, did these people not grow up in New England? They know that they're not going to be snowed in for a week.
I know.
But
I know.
Everyone wants to. I think it's that nesting thing. Like, oh, I want to have everything around me that I might need, and that kind of thing. But
we've got tornado risk today. I mean, today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we've gone from one extreme. It was 80 degrees yesterday. 80 degrees. And last week we were like 8 when we woke up in the morning, 8 or 9 degrees. I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah, it's the same here. It was like 19 last week, 8, all sorts of low numbers. And then yesterday it was almost 50.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy.
You just never know.
Yes. Y'all ask us whatever you want to know. We'll tell you.
Yes, no holds barred.
No holds barred.
And speaking of which, we were talking about, Wendi has been my accountability partner lately because I have, as I noticed even more when I was uploading all of those flashback videos, the difference, like I've put on, early on when I was doing the truck talks, I'd gotten to about 25 over, and now I'm about 35 over. And I'm just got to get back on track. So Wendi's been kind of my accountability partner.
Yep.
And I did my weigh-in yesterday, but I wouldn't tell her what it was yet. But I was down 1.4. So I was moving in the right direction. So I just got to keep up the momentum. I think it's partly like, if I get anxious, I have anxiety issues to begin with. But if I get anxious, I want something to like calm me down, kind of. And unfortunately, I always reach for food, which and it's not the best food, but it's also the amount. Like I'll just eat and like be like, oh my God, that was so good. I like that, and I'll keep going. And so it's more how I'm eating than what I'm eating.
Yeah.
So.
And I honestly think we're all like that. I mean, although I'm in maintenance, I'm not over goal. I still, I mean, I love food. I mean, that's what got me to have to go to Weight Watchers in the first place. 135 pounds later, I still go to food whenever I'm stressed or anxious. I just think we just do that, and we just have to either reach out to someone and say help, or just if you eat it, just track it, write it down, own it, and it's behind you, and now you can go forward.
Right.
So.
And that's one of the things I wasn't doing. Once I blew it, I'd be like, I'm not tracking anything. I've already blown it.
Right.
But I did notice this past week, I did go over on a day or two, but I tracked everything, and that made me feel so much better. Like I was more in control.
Right. Hey, Mima. And hey,
hi,
Karen.
Mima.
And there's Sean. Sean said, hey.
Oh, Yeah, I asked if he was going to be making a cameo.
Yes,
and
he's making a cameo.
There is Mima's channel right there.
Yes.
And I know I missed somebody. Karen came in a little late, but better late than never. You are correct.
That's right. We're glad to have you here. Bernadette, Sean's doing great. He is great. He's still at at his goal, and he's doing good. Just working too much.
I wish I had that problem. I don't do enough to. That's another thing I think.
Yeah.
When I've been working on the cookbook and I have something to focus on, I'm not so worried about food or whatever.
Yeah.
I get really invested in what I'm doing.
Right.
And I just have to find more things that I can focus. I really need to get back to my writing, but.
Yeah. Well, when you work from home like I do, like you're there, it's just easy to get up and walk to the kitchen, or,
right.
It's not like a regular job. You just can't go in the break room and have your snack anytime you want to. So it's a little trickier when you work from home.
Right.
We just have to track it and move on. We can't just beat ourselves up, because
that's not good. No. And the one thing, like normally what I used to do was once I reached my goal, I'd be like, oh, okay, I'm done. And pretty much eventually go back to what I was doing. This time I'm still working on it, which is not typical for me. So like I posted a meme the other day about, no matter how slow you think you're going, no matter how, slow your progress, whatever, you're still ahead of anyone who is not doing it.
You're exactly right.
So
as long as you're trying and you're moving forward, that's all that you can ask of yourself. And I mean, 15 years later, I'm still a tracker. I don't really truly should not have to write my food down. I'm at goal. I eat pretty much the same thing every day, but if I don't write it down, I don't have a record. And if I do go up or have a problem, I can't go back and see why. And that's the biggest, that's why I write it down, so I can go back and see. You bite it, you write it. I've said that as a coach for Weight Watchers. I said that to my members. You bite it, you write it. If you don't track it, your hips are going to track it.
Right.
I mean, you're cheating yourself, so
exactly.
I'm proud of you for tracking. I mean, that's a big deal when you don't track, to just be honest and do it.
Yeah, because once I decided, you know what, it's done. I've ruined the day. Just go out of control. And I can't do that.
Right.
And I mean, but this is a weight loss journey. You're going to have backtracks and things like that. You just got to keep going.
Yeah. The journey doesn't stop when you're at goal, or it's just different. It's different. It's different. So it's a lifestyle, Mary. That is exactly right. Yep. Mima for the rest of your life. Yep. I mean, I think I'll be a tracker, a writer downer, looking at my food forever, because the option is not good for me.
Right. No. And it's just so easy to fall back into old habits when you don't have any sort of marker to, this is what I'm doing. This is what I've done.
Right.
Even if it's over, at least check it and go on.
Y'all should see some of the stuff I track. Oh, my goodness. It's the good, the bad, and the very ugly. I mean, some people go, why would you track, 80 extra points in a week?
Yeah.
Why would you track that? Well, I ate it. I should be honest. I ate it. I didn't eat it in the closet. I ate it right here. There's nothing. What am I, I'm not happy with myself, but if I'm up on the scale this week, if I don't have that written down, I can't go, I ate 80 extra points this week. That could be, we forget those.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I was like this morning, yesterday, I was a little, because yesterday was my weigh-in day, so I did give myself a little leeway, a little too much at the end of the day. But I totally forgotten until I went into a cabinet and I saw the cereal that I had been chowing down on last night. And I was like, I totally forgot that I did that.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to do that if you're not tracking what you're doing.
It is. I'm a nighttime eater. If I do good all day, and if I'm going to ever have a go over moment, it's like at 11 o'clock at night, because I can't sleep. And so I don't always bring my phone in the kitchen, but I've started leaving my wrappers on the counter. So when I get up in the morning, I'll see them, and then I go, okay, I've got to put that in. You know? So, Unless Sean throws them away. Sometimes he throws them away.
Yeah, Mima, it only takes, I mean, it's minutes. It's like very brief time to track what you're doing.
It's no time.
The one good thing though, I don't think I could do calorie counting, because having to not having zero bite foods, that really helps me to stay on track, because if I had to track everything, I would get so overwhelmed with my OCD, ADD stuff. I'd be like, I can't, it's too much. So it really helps having those zero bite things.
Yes. Oh,
Doreen, good job tracking those marshmallows.
I bet they were good though, I bet.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yes, please thumbs up this live.
Yes,
thank you, Bernadette. So does anyone have any questions for either of us?
Hey Mima, I haven't kept up with you lately. Are you out of your boot? Are you well from your when you hurt your leg, your foot? I wanted to check on that.
Oh, jelly beans.
Jelly beans.
My mother's, she loved the black jelly beans. That was her thing. So occasionally we would find bags of black jelly beans. So for Easter, we'd get them for her because that was her thing. She could go without any of the other ones, but the black ones she loved.
Diane, did you get the plain jelly beans, or did you get those that have all the different, like popcorn
the jelly
flavor, all that kind of flavor? Those are the best ones.
Yeah. And I also mentioned to you, because of your new diet that you're doing a lot of vegetable stuff.
Yes.
In March, the collab is going to be for Meatless March. So I thought that would be a great time for you to maybe jump into the collabs again.
March. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm sure you've got plenty of meatless recipes now.
Not yet, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Yeah. Just I'll come up with something good though. I'll come up with a dinner time meatless. So
yeah.
First part, arthritis. Oh yeah, I bet arthritis. Okay. Plain, but Diane also had peanut M&Ms. Well, you tracked it. That's all that matters.
Hi, Tammy Jean.
Hey, Tammy Jean.
Yeah. Some of those new M&Ms, like they have the caramel cold brew. Oh my God.
I haven't tried those.
Those are so good because I'm a texture eater, and they have like a nice chew to them, kind of like a caramel, but with a chocolate coating.
Okay.
I can't get them because it'll just.
I have to get a sample pack, like a teeny tiny little pack.
Yeah, I get the little bags, but then sometimes I'm like, well, I could get the share-sized bag, and I'll share them with Paul, and I don't always do that, so I have to be careful about what I'm doing.
I'll show y'all. I have found something that I really like. It could be sometimes I'll have it for breakfast with the banana. Sometimes I'll have it, if I have enough points, I'll have it like as a evening snack with my coffee if I eat early. They have a lot of protein and they are good. They are like a candy bar. It's the Fit Crunch. They've got like 6 different flavors. And I mean, they're a little bite heavy. They're like 5 to 5.9 bites healthy, but they are very filling, and they have a caramel one because that's my favorite flavor is caramel. So I'll do that sometimes, and it satisfies that chocolate fix that you need to have.
Oh yeah, and that's my big thing is I always need to have snacks of different kinds, because if I'm in a chocolate mood, I need to have something that's going to satisfy that, because having an apple isn't going to cut it, because that's not satisfying the craving.
And then you're going to eat 4 more things trying to get to that. So this is well to eat that to start with.
Right. So I usually keep mini pretzels on hand because I know how to weigh those out to get like 2 to 3 bites or points. So that's what I like to do, is have a variety of things on hand just in case, knowing what I could be a chocolate mood suddenly or a salty mood or whatever.
Right. Oh, Doreen's making us look bad. She's walking on the treadmill while she's watching us. Okay.
Well, see, that's what we should have done. That would have been more engaging if we were both on a treadmill.
Walking on the
Especially
treadmill.
me with my cane. That would be fun.
That's right. No, we don't want any slip and fall accidents, Roy. No. So I think I want one of those walking pads. I don't really want a treadmill, but those walking pads everybody's getting, I think I can manage that in the house and keep me more active.
Because we have a treadmill downstairs that's currently disassembled because we had downstairs renovated when my stepson was moving in with his family, and we had it taken apart and moved in the back. And when we brought it back out and tried to put it back together, we don't know what they did to it when we took it apart to move it in the back room. So we weren't able to get it working.
Yes.
So
well, I thought you were going to say it had clothes hanging on it, but
well, it did for a while, but
clothes rack. Oh yeah, my fruit is always good. I have bananas and mandarins and grapes. They're always that gets a sweet tooth fixed sometimes.
Yeah, especially like an apple for me, because that crunch. I love that crunch in the of an apple. So sometimes that's what satisfies. Hi, Lori. How are you?
Hi, Lori. There was somebody else that came on a while ago. Who was that? Oh, hey, Catherine. Here we go. Yep, yes, Sean, those are easy on the teeth too, for sure.
Yeah. And so has anybody got any questions for us? Or I want to hear an update on Sean's weight loss. So
he is holding steady. He is still at goal. He back during Christmas we both kind of got off the rails a little bit, but he got back on. I mean, he really was like, oh no, we're not having that. And he's a tracker. He tracks everything, but it was just too much. So he got back on track, and I think he's lost all that he gained over Christmas.
Well, that's good.
Oh yeah,
that's the time of year where it's hard because so many different things, and you're going to indulge. You just have to accept that that's going to happen,
right?
But then get back on track.
Well, it's. I mean, unfortunately or fortunately, however you look at it, food is how we love each other. Food is how we socialize. We can't separate our lives from food, and so we just have to learn how to have a healthy relationship with it. And if we do it, own it, write it down, move on. I had a lot of pecan pie over the holiday, more than I should have, but I love it. I only have it during the holiday season.
Right.
I only have little cherry cordials during the holiday season. I had, and then they're out of the house and you just move on. If you deny yourself, I just think that's worse. I mean,
because I know for me, I'll keep hunting until I get that satisfaction that I'm going to get from that item. If I just had that item, I wouldn't have had all the other things to try to fix it.
Exactly. Ooh. I have never had frozen grapes.
Oh, you haven't?
I haven't.
They're actually really, really good. It's like we have a baggie and we keep a baggie in the freezer also. And you just grab a few, plop them in, and it's almost kind of like a popsicle, but I don't know. And then I also used to, for a while, there was this big thing about people sprinkling them with sugar-free Jello.
Yes. Did you do that?
I've done that, and it's good, but I mean, it doesn't really add a lot necessarily for me. So just the frozen grapes are fine for me.
Maybe I've got some in the refrigerator I need to eat or do something with, so maybe I'll try a handful and see how I like them.
Yeah, I mean, just throw a couple in there and just see. I find it very refreshing, and I actually think I eat them more slowly because they're cold, they're a little harder, so it's not just like, oh, plop them in. Yeah.
Mary, I don't know if you're asking me or Roy, but Mary, I like the Healthy app better. I think it's more interactive, and I get more information on Healthy. Like I can also I track my bites, but I can also choose to see my calories, protein, carbs, and fat, and I can actually see. Although I can know that I've eaten the right amount of bites, but did I eat how many did I only eat 800 calories today, or did I eat 2,000 calories? So I love that about the Healthy app.
Right. Yeah, and plus they have more variety as far as the plans go.
6.
Because 6 plans, and only 2 of them are on the paid plan. So you get 4 for free. So if one of those can work for you.
Right. And the 4 that are free are really good. They're like carb conscious,
Calorie commands, sugar smart.
Oh, and conquer cravings.
Right.
That's what Sean is trying. He's trying to switch to healthy. So he's switching over to conquer cravings, and he loves it. I mean, he said he was a little bit bored with the Weight Watchers app. He said he felt like the Healthy app was a little more, I don't know, intuitive or something.
Right.
He likes it.
And the good thing is with those 4, you can try those and see if you even like the app, and you don't have to worry about paying money, even though it's a lot cheaper than the WW app.
Oh, yeah. I think, well, I got mine on a special for $29 for a whole year. But I think the most I've ever heard anybody pay was $49 for a whole year. That's way cheaper.
Right. Lori, I did do one, I think it was probably about a year and a half ago. We did like a collab about people talking about their weight loss. And I said that the biggest thing is if you go off the rails, do not get angry at yourself. Just accept that that's what's going to happen. It's part of the journey, because if you start getting mad at yourself, you're going to want to keep eating. That's what I've always done. I'd be like, oh, I blew it. And you just have to accept it's going to happen. You're human. It happens. Just get back. And as long as you're trying, that's the main thing, I think.
Yeah, and I think you have to. It's hard to be kind to ourselves. I mean, I'm pointing the fingers at myself. I said I would never gain my weight back, and when I came back to Weight Watchers a year and a half ago, I had gained almost 40 pounds back. So it was very disappointing, very disheartening. But I think if we can figure out how to talk to ourselves, how we would talk to a friend,
right?
We would never be angry at our friend. We would never say, "Well, how dare you do that? Why did you do that?" If we could just talk to ourselves like we talk to our friends and be loving like we are to our friends.
Or even, like I said, even to your child. You wouldn't talk to your child the way you talk to yourself.
No, you would not. But for some reason, we have permission to just berate ourselves. And I don't know if that's from like growing up or if that's our society, but it's just so terrible that we have permission to berate ourselves when we're only human. We make mistakes like everybody else does. Just give ourselves the grace we give everybody else.
Right. And there was a meme that I shared in the groups last week also that said sometimes the hardest thing to do is to be easy on yourself.
It is. It's hard.
And that is true. But if you think of, would I be talking this way, even if it's mentally to my child or to my friend or someone I loved?
You would not.
No, probably not.
You would not. And it takes practice. It takes practice to have good self-talk. A lot of practice. I catch myself all the time, wanting to be ugly to myself. And I'm like, whoop, nope. I got to find at least one good thing. One good thing I can say about the situation.
Right. Right. And Susan, thank you very much. See, you need someone like Susan who's going to uplift you all the time.
I love some Susan, yes.
Yeah, there's a reason she's called Sparkly. She's always bringing some sparkle to you.
Absolutely. She is precious.
It's not my first live, Tammy, Jean, but I haven't done one in a while because I was doing them like once a month. I did like maybe 3 of them. And I wasn't sure what to talk about. But this time, because I was talking to Wendi about maybe doing a collab coming up in March for vegetarian meals, that I thought that it would be a perfect time to do a live, bring Wendi in, get her back into the YouTube groove and, kind of like touch base and see how things are going with her and her health journey.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Laurie. It's been a lot of fun. I have missed YouTube a lot. I really have. It was good therapy for me. But I just got a little overwhelmed with trying to do too many YouTubes and my business. You know, I was busy for several months with the holidays. It was just overwhelming. And I just had to go, okay, something's got to give, and the YouTube can give. So,
yeah. And that's another thing. I was going to look at share your website, your Facebook. Is that the only place you sell through?
That's the
Is
only
through
place I
Facebook?
sell through. So let's hope Facebook doesn't fail me. Because I don't have any other way that I sell except word of mouth and Facebook. It's been pretty good to me for 4.5 years, though.
Oh, it's been that long?
Yeah, it's been that long. I mean, I did it like as a little hobby for a long time, but it was official in October of 2019. So I've been in official business for that long. And so many of you guys supported me through the holidays, and man, I think I did close to 200 tumblers. Like of these. And it was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of work because it's only me. I don't have anybody helping me.
Right. Yes, and Wendy was nice enough to make me one with my logo on it. So that is very appreciated. All right, so here is the group for Wendy.
Sean was sad when I quit doing YouTubes. He was like, man, I was enjoying those YouTubes. So we've got to get back to he really enjoyed the monthly questions. That was when he.
Yeah.
So we've got to get back to that.
Yeah. Yeah, we because we did tags for like December, then Christmas and New Year's, we were like, okay, let's give January a break and do not do any until February. So
I think we'll do February because Sean's missing it. So
yeah, and there's the Facebook link for Wendy's group if you want to go. And it's not just tumblers, you do shirts and things like that, right?
Shirts and car coasters and car tags, and oh my gosh, I do a little bit of everything. If it can be sublimated or have vinyl on it, I just about can do it.
Right. And there's Joan. Hi, Joan.
Hey, Joan.
Let me get Joan's information here. The bad thing about having my laptop over here and trying to type is my muscles are like, don't move in that direction. So I'm trying to type and my body's like, no, don't.
Did you get Mima's channel put up there too?
Yes, I did do that.
Good.
So if anyone wants to scroll back in the chat, you can find Mima's channel also. Okay. Why, thank you, Joan.
Thank you, Joan.
Joan, how is Doug doing? I know he was having a few nausea issues after his treatment. How is he doing? Oh, thank you, Lori. Yeah, I'm thinking of maybe trying to do the truck talks again, but probably not until spring when the weather is warmer and I can actually be sure I can get out. Because I don't like going out in the winter, especially if there's any ice and I could fall. That's not good.
No.
Not a good situation. Hey, Wanda. Yeah, I can imagine it's very tiring. Oh, thank you, Abby. I was telling Wendy before we got started, because she said, oh, do you have new glasses? And these are my readers. And because my phone is like right here, if I had my other glasses on, they're bifocal, so I'd be trying to figure out how can I actually see this? So I needed my readers. Of course.
Oh, thank you, Abby. It's purple now. It's usually hot pink, but I think I'm loving the purple. I'm going to stay with the purple, I think.
I was actually thinking, because I've seen Dee uses a purple shampoo and she has a purple tinge, and I was thinking I might do that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not going to be
permanent purple, but you can do the purple wash that they have.
Right. And I think Paul wouldn't complain about that as much as he would, because he doesn't like when I do anything. It's like, even with these glasses, when he heard, I told him I was ordering some rainbow glasses, and he goes, oh my God, he was expecting something big and flamboyant or something. And I'm like, no, look, these are, I mean, is it just a gradual little rainbow across? I mean,
it's more on the sides, I think, when you turn sideways, but Oh Lordy, go for the purple hair. You'll be fine.
Oh, I know, but he's a little more conservative than I am in appearance. I used to be wild with some of the things I would do, especially when I was in hairdressing school. I'd be having all sorts of things going on.
It's just hair. If it doesn't fall out, you can fix it. It's pretty good. It's just hair.
Right.
That's what I used to tell my kids. It's just hair to grow back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's a shampoo that she's using that kind of tinges her hair slightly purple. So it's not an actual dye. It's more just, if she switched to another shampoo, it would fade away. So
now, if she were dark headed, it wouldn't take.
Yeah.
Because this has to be lifted with bleach, and then everywhere the bleach is, the actual dye. But I use a really super strong color wash and color conditioner that's like the most purple you've ever seen in your life, and that's how I keep it fresh. But if you have lighter color hair, just that shampoo would work.
Yeah. See, I love those people who they'll have that like teal color hair and stuff, but it looks kind of almost natural. It's not like that vibrant. It's kind of like a more subtle. I like that kind of stuff.
My hairdresser said the teal would fade to like this funny green that I wouldn't like. So I'm like, okay, let me just do purple then.
It is easier to change your nail polish, Lori. And actually, I have worn nail polish before, and there was a while when early in the pandemic, I was watching a lot of YouTube, and a lot of them obviously are cooking shows that I was watching. And there were a few guys who had their nails painted. You see it a lot more. And I was like, I actually bought some, and Paul was just like, don't do that. But I'm like, I can just take it off. It's not like, a permanent change.
Yes. Got to get a little fancy sometimes.
Yeah.
A little personality.
Yeah.
It's probably no surprise to him that that's your personality. So
it shouldn't be after 23 years, but
shouldn't be.
Some things still apparently surprise him. Thank you, Tammy Jean. I like them myself, and I don't care what Paul says. He actually is okay with these now that he knows they're not like vibrant rainbow.
Oh. Yes, it is reversible. You can make a big statement with your. Yes, you can. You should do the purple just to see what he says. What the heck?
Yeah, I had this hair. It was like a hair styling gel, but it was colors, and so I would use that sometimes, and just to kind of like test the waters. And I liked it, but then I was not sure exactly what was in it. So I said, maybe I shouldn't be using this, because then I opened up one of the jars and it was all dried out. And I'm like, I don't know exactly what's in here. So I think I'll stop using this.
Oh, goodness. Yep, Abby, that's right. Got to keep everybody guessing.
Yeah, exactly. And I think a new hair color might be just the same.
There we go.
But I think, just a little something temporary.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, Bernadette, I haven't seen Nikki's channel in a while, but she would look pretty in the purple too, I think. Is there an app to test out?
Actually, there probably is, Lori. I'm sure there are apps for like trying on glasses and things. There must be something to check your hair color. I'll have to look into that. That would be interesting, especially if I could take pictures and then send it to Paul and say, look what I did. And
I wonder if like on Amazon, Amazon has try this in your space. I wonder if they, like if you're going to buy a color like that, I wonder if they have that they'll show you on your hair. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. If anyone's out there is tech savvy, which I am not, to do that app, because that would be a great app to do.
Oh, yeah. 50 years. Oh, 50 years. That's amazing, Mima. Yep. Keep Papa on his toes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, if you don't keep them on their toes, then, it just gets stale after a while. It's like, who knows? Yes, I do like to prank people, and I try to prank Paul, but he's not always as receptive as, but if he doesn't know this is me by now, he's never going to know.
I mean, it'll wash out. It will wash out eventually.
Yeah.
So.
And
I think you should do it.
Yeah, and for the most part, I'm in the house all the time. It's not like we're going anywhere. So who cares?
That's right.
Well, congratulations, Abby. 15 years.
Awesome.
So does anyone have any questions or any even recipe requests? I've had recipe requests on previous lives. I've done a few, like Diane, you got your cheesy grits. So if anyone has anything that they're looking to try to make in a lighter version, I'm up for the challenge, usually. As long as it's not seafood. I don't do seafood.
You don't do seafood? You don't like seafood?
No.
None?
And Paul is always yelling at me. He goes, they're not all the same. And I'm like, it's just in my head. I've tried things. I can't.
Yeah.
That's just not my thing.
I don't cook it a lot, but we eat shrimp, salmon. I mean, we don't eat a lot of seafood.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is just the visual of sea creatures that I guess I can't get out of my head. And I always say, if it lives in the water, it should stay there.
Breakout food for I don't know. You know, I probably should follow the food trends, but I don't. I don't have any idea. Do you, Roy? What might be the breakout food for 2024?
I don't. I mean, there's always something like kale was big for a while, and I liked the flavor of it, but wasn't a fan of the texture of it. Paul and I both were like, the texture just threw us off. So
I made it today for the first time. I'll let you know if I'm gonna like it or not. I made it in the Instant Pot. It smells wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind because you'll get it in soups, like at Olive Garden, they put kale in the soups, but
Fiber gourmet pasta.
I saw, Chris, I was like, I knew I saw somebody that had popped on, and I wanted to say hi to. Hi, Chris.
Yes.
The cookbook is closer than it was. I'm compiling everything. It's a little confusing because I have to convert all of my recipes. I also wrote a bunch of things for the introduction. Like I have an introduction to me in case anybody doesn't know me. I have conversation about the recipes. I also am offering like kitchen tricks, like different utensils you should have, or what food can replace what food to make it a lighter version. So I have all that kind of stuff. So I've been now trying to organize it, and my ADD OCD mixed brain is just kind of like, I have to do it in small doses, otherwise I get overwhelmed. So it is coming. It's closer than usual, and I do have a few soups in there. I also noticed, as I mentioned in the last video or two, I realized I didn't have many sides. So that's why I started coming up with a few more sides. And I'm going to be doing another one next week that's kind of a side, kind of a dip, but it's for the cowboy caviar. Ooh. So I figured it's in time for the Super Bowl, even though I don't care about that kind of stuff. But, you know, if people are having people over, it's something lighter that you can have.
Hey, Dee.
Hey, Dee is here. All right, let me grab Dee's channel.
Abby, I am new to the world of vegan, vegetarian. I'm just trying it to try to see if it will help my issues I'm having, and just really trying to cut out a lot of meat. So I don't have a lot of good options right now. I'm just what I've tried, I'm happy with as far as like the vegetarian burgers and whatnot. But I think I'm going to try to make my own. I think I can manage the ingredients easier that way and be a little healthier with it. So if you have any suggestions, I'm open to it.
And I see there's a comment about the Fiber Gourmet pasta. And you can, any of my pasta recipes, I did start off using Fiber Gourmet early on, but I'm on a fixed income and it's just too expensive for me to spend $4 or $5 on a box of pasta. So I love it. And you can replace any of the pastas that I've done with Fiber Gourmet. I just can't afford to keep buying it. It's just too expensive. Chris, no worries. You can be as late as you want. Better late than never, as they say.
Yes, Joan. I'm a little confused on the seed oils, and I know olives are not seeds, but someone's like, you shouldn't even have olive oil. So I'm totally confused on, there's so much out there, like what's good, what's not good, what should I do, what should I not do. I mean, it's just uncharted territory for me, but I'm really just trying to heal my gut and help myself. But it's a little frustrating, and it's kind of scary to get into this little world that I'm trying to get into. So
Yeah,
any advice I'd love.
Yeah, I'm sure it's overwhelming because it's not something you're used to. It's kind of like when I started YouTube, I procrastinated for so long because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I kept studying things and and I was like, once I got in and started doing it, it was, not as bad. So that's the thing, is when it's something new, it's very overwhelming, especially when it's something to do with your health.
Yeah. I'm an all or nothing. Like I'm either all in or I'm all out. And I have got to change that mentality. My son is like, you don't have to just go cold turkey and not eat the chicken that you love, the chicken breast you love, or the salmon that you love. Just maybe find it more responsibly sourced. And, because that's what I'm struggling with is the things that I truly, truly love that are good. So yeah, it's tricky.
Yeah. And Dee is claiming she still doesn't know what she's doing on YouTube, which I find very hard to believe.
Do we? Yes, she does. Absolutely. She really helped me a lot in the very beginning. And Roy, I would not even have the little bit of knowledge I have without the two of you. So goodness.
Well, Dee was one of the ones who was pushing me into doing the channel. And we came up with the name on one of her lives because it was Recipes with Roy as opposed to Dish with Dee. So that's how we ended up coming up with the name.
It's a good fit. I kind of feel trapped into my name now because I'm not really Weight Watcher. I mean, that's how I lost my weight. But I'm like, do I change my name? Do I keep my name? What do I do? It's not.
I think you should change it, and especially now that you've had a gap, you can kind of rebrand yourself.
I don't know what to change it to, because then I'm like, am I going to lose? Are people going to find me, or what's going to happen? I don't know how that works. So, but
I mean, I would just say Wendy's weight loss journey, take the WW out of it.
Yeah, because I'm definitely not a WW girl. I mean, it did lose me 135 pounds. It changed my life, but I don't follow it now. I don't agree now with a lot of things. And so it's just really, I'm just trying to be a good, healthy eating journey. And so, maybe just take the WW out. Maybe that wouldn't be so bad.
Right. And Joan does do a lot of, she's more whole foods and more natural foods. So that's a great channel for anybody who's looking for things. She's still maintaining her weight loss and eating. She doesn't eat a lot of sweeteners and things like that. So.
And add Sean. I love him. Y'all gotta love Sean. And y'all that know him love him, I know.
Yeah, he's very, I mean, I love that he was kind of like just kind of jumped on board with you and really, really did well.
He did. He wants his own YouTube channel, but I'm not sure about that. I don't know about that.
What would he be doing? Weight loss stuff? Would he be doing something else that he's interested in?
I don't. It's very scary, Roy. I don't know about him being out there on the airwaves.
Well, that's the risk sometimes.
He might say. He's like a loose cannon.
Well, Paul would say the same thing about me. So he's always just warning me, don't say anything about whatever.
Y'all can't see on the tags. I'm over here like with my foot going.
Luckily, you can edit things out usually, depending on how they're fit in there.
Oh, Lordy mercy. Or Jones Healthy Suburban Homestead. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. And I've been seeing the things that Joan's been selling on her Facebook page, and I really wish I lived closer.
I know, me too. I wish she could ship it to us, but I know she can't.
Rise and Shine Suburban Homestead. That would be a good one.
I like that too.
Yeah.
I like that too. And if I live closer to Joan, I might be able to have some good, responsibly sourced things, but I don't even know where to start here in South Alabama. I don't know. So I've got to do some research.
Yeah. That's what the internet was made for.
Yes. No filter. Yeah, Sean has no filter. That's what Sandy said about him. Sandy's like, he's like me. He has no filter. I'm like, you're exactly
right. then he should definitely have his own channel so he's not tainting your channel.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. That's so funny. Joan, are you thinking about changing your name for real? That'd be a great name change. Or the RNS.
Yeah, Joan would be a great resource to help you out. Even if she doesn't know specifically in your area, she could give you ideas of what to do.
RNS Suburban Homestead. Shorter is better. Okay. I don't know. I still like Rise and Shine spelled out, but
but yeah, I mean, I do, or even just Rise and Shine Homestead.
Yeah.
If you want to make it a little shorter.
Yeah. But
I don't think yours is that long.
I didn't realize she was in suburbia. I thought she was out like in the country somewhere. Yeah. She really is in suburbia. I mean, so she really probably should keep that there. Lifestyle, healthy eating. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That's kind of what I'm trying to do as well.
Yeah, I think Rise and Shine Homestead would be a great name.
Yeah.
Nice and short, but you get that branding out there.
Yeah. Abby, you're right about that.
Yeah.
I know, Dee. That's how I realized she was in like suburban. I was like, well, I thought she was just in the country and living this country life. But I think that's amazing to be in suburbia doing that.
Yeah, because she's got her chickens out there, and I mean, she even invited me into the coop one time. I don't know if anybody saw that, but I did a little. She and Doug recorded the chickens, and then I did this little video magic where I suddenly appeared through a portal in her chicken coop.
Oh,
and then had to try to get out. So that was a long time ago when I was playing around a lot more with editing.
Oh, I got to find that. That'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'll have to find it and send you the link. I don't remember which intro it was, but I was doing all sorts of magic tricks and stuff. That was
don't
fun.
Let Roy fool you. He's pretty tech savvy. He's got this editing and YouTube down.
It took a while, but and even like looking back at the videos when I did the flashbacks, I'm like, oh my God, the editing was, Paul kept saying, you got to get rid of those ums. But I was like afraid that it was like too choppy that way. But
yeah,
it's a learning curve.
Yeah.
Was it a tag, Joan? Okay, I'll have to check and see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was doing all sorts of little magic tricks and trying to do fun things, like I was in Jimmy's basement on Sandy's thing. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, so, and they didn't even know about that. I took a picture from one of her videos of his basement and then kind of did a green screen and put myself in his basement that I was hiding down there.
So you lost me a green screen. I don't even know how to do that. And yeah, I suck at editing too. I'm trying in my head going, okay, it's been about 4 months. Can I even do a thumbnail? I mean, I might have to remember how to do that. Oh my God.
I like the editing. I like coming up with different things. to do, but sometimes my physical issues, I can't sit there that long.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I'll sit there and suddenly my hand's going, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to ruin this video if I don't stop. So it does take me a while to edit, which is why I ended up going down to one video a week.
Yeah. Well, I think quality sometimes is better than quantity. So
yeah,
how I feel about
I
that.
agree.
We headed to Sandy and family.
Yeah, I like playing around with the thumbnails. I'm not sure. See, then I get afraid, like, should I change something up? Should I keep them the same? Like, even my intro, I was like, should I stop doing the little welcome to my kitchen kind of thing? Or, I mean, because I did ask in a recent video if people liked seeing the ingredients first, because a lot of videos that I've been seeing lately, they don't go over anything until they're putting it in the bowl. And that, I don't like that. I liked seeing everything, but I asked people and they preferred seeing all of the ingredients first, then seeing what I was doing. So,
yeah. Cheese is the first one.
Oh, I love that one too, Lori.
I still have to watch that. I haven't watched that yet.
How very dare you? Yeah, I always have some of that around, and I love using it in recipes. So
I know I gotta watch Roy and Sean. I do gotta watch that.
That could be a problem. I will have to say. I've always been kind of a troublemaker. Like, I was just always loved having fun and being silly and egging people on sometimes. So yeah, I might be a bad influence on Sean if we ever did it.
Okay. If that's the worst we've got is Sean and Roy together, we're doing good. We're doing good. Sean's a good guy. He loves a good story. He loves to tell it, and Lordy mercy, no filter.
Well, that could be a problem with me also, because if somebody else doesn't have a filter, I feel a little freer. So
I don't want you, Sandy, and him together. No filter there at all. That's a bad combo.
That would be something. Yes, I know you don't, Dee, and I'm fine with it. But for me, I feel much clearer in seeing everything first and then doing the video. But
yeah,
everyone's got their own way.
I think I did it both ways. I think I always had it all prepped, but I don't know if I necessarily like spelled it out what I was doing.
Right.
So.
Well, I see we're over an hour. I don't know if anyone has any questions or anything that they'd like to ask us, or.
You do both ways too. Yep.
See, Joan, I can't do it. I can't do it both ways, because once I'm out of track, I'm like, even just in the morning, I get up, I have to go make coffee. We have, during the weekdays, yogurt with fruit. And if I go to the coffee maker and then start something else, I'm totally thrown off. So I have to do it in a certain order. Otherwise.
Yeah, Karen, he's a good teacher. He really is. I always learn something about food I didn't know when I watch a Roy video, for sure.
Well, and that's what I like, because it's like, I mean, people, I think, are overwhelmed if they don't know something, or they're like, I don't think I could do that because I don't know everything. But cooking's really not that difficult, and especially if you know little tips or tricks, or you know the story behind why you do something, I think it's a little easier to get it. Thank you, Karen. I watched all of Good Eats. I loved Good Eats. I loved learning why things happen, how you get things to go. So that's a big compliment. Thank you.
Mima, I don't know. I'm struggling with that. I always enjoy doing my grocery hauls. I got good response from those, and I love watching grocery hauls. And I always did enjoy doing the weekly weigh-in in the car, like my car chat. I did enjoy that. But as far as cooking videos, I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't have enough experience with like vegetarian, vegan, dishes. So I've got to do some research on that and come up with some good meal plans for that. Of course, Sean is not eating that way. He's still eating the way I used to cook. So I don't really know. I mean, y'all need to tell me what you want to see, because I'm sort of at a loss right now on what is good for me to put back out there. So.
All right, Bernadette, I'm glad you were able to stop in and enjoy your game.
Never great at using spices.
Yeah, Mima, I love, like, especially if it's something like I did a Washington pie a while ago, and I love learning the history of how this thing came about. So I like to share that story, and hopefully I do it succinctly enough so people aren't like, okay, I get it. But that kind of thing I've always loved, is like how, this came about. Why do they call a Boston cream pie a pie when it's not? And it's because they were all baked in the same plates at the time. So they didn't have separate pie plates and cake pans. So they became synonymous. So.
Oh, thanks, John. That would be great. I love to cook, but never get a chance. Never great at using spices.
Yeah, I do have. I mean, in the cookbook that is coming out, I do have a bunch of spices that you can make yourself, like spice blends. And one of the things I love is like using things unexpectedly. Like I love using gingerbread pie spice on pork. And people are like, what? But the flavors really go well together. So I like playing around with the spices too. So actually, since the cookbook is not done, I will try to include under the kitchen magic section some things that you can do with different spices and see. I'm sure that would be a big help for Wendi Joan, is having some resources like that.
Definitely. There's so much out there, you just don't know what to trust.
Right.
It's overwhelming with the amount of resources.
And especially if you get conflicting viewpoints on things, it's like, which one do I believe?
Which, believe it or not, there is 100 different conflicting ideas out there. I was very surprised. So.
Hi, Brandy Lynn.
Hey, Brandy Lynn.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine just like having to suddenly switch everything over. It's got to be overwhelming.
And I mean, it's a choice, definitely. Like, I don't know if it's going to help. I really don't know if it's going to help, but I figured, okay, let's just try, because food really, years and years and years, it really was medicine. I mean, really, if it came from the dirt, and people didn't have the diseases that we have now way back. They ate healthier, and I do believe that somehow I can heal a lot of my issues, my inflammation from my arthritis and my gut, with what I'm eating. So it's just going to be a process, and but I don't want to give up everything I love. Like, I love salmon. I love chicken breast. I do. I don't eat red meat. I don't eat pork because of my cholesterol, because I have a severe cholesterol problem. I have a family history, so I don't eat red meat. I don't eat pork, but I do love chicken breast, and I do love salmon and shrimp. So I'm finding it hard to just say I'm not going to eat those things. I've got to figure out how to be mostly plant-based with a little bit of responsibly sourced items like that. So.
Right. I mean, because even like gluten allergies and things like that, we never heard about that long ago. And I'm sure it's a lot of the chemicals and processed foods and things like that that are altering our bodies.
That's why, although I love like the veggie burgers, the black bean burgers, they're still processed. And I feel like if I can learn to make them myself, I'm going to control what goes in it and be healthier for it, and still try to heal myself with those things. So
and Abby was saying she's healed from diet and exercise. And I do think that is a big thing, is just changing the way you eat can definitely share improvements.
My doctor right now is not working for me. He's the one who suggested the low FODMAP diet that took essentially everything away from me for like the last several months with no improvement in my symptoms. And so I just have done a little bit of research on my own and just decided that based on what I'm reading due to inflammation and some other things, that if I can just change a little bit about what I eat, then I can't be any worse off than I am now. My biggest concern is just trying to make sure that I stay nutritionally sound, that I'm not cutting out something that I need, like omega-3s in my diet. I need that for my cholesterol. So if I cut out off seafood, I'm going to be really deficient in that. So I don't want to go to one extreme or the other, which is hard for me. I'm easy to do that. So, but no, the doctor didn't. The doctor's the one who gave me the hugely restrictive diet that has just been a nightmare. So this is
you have to have a balance of things. You can't just be.
Yeah. It's an experiment on my own, and I'm also looking for a functional medicine doctor rather than just another gastro doctor. I think a functional medicine doctor will help a lot better. And low FODMAP is a complete disaster and nightmare if you are not working with a registered dietitian, and my insurance just would not cover it. And I don't have the cheapest registered dietitian that was going to help me for how many ever weeks was $2,500. Wow. I don't have that. And so there wasn't an option for me. And I tried low FODMAP. I followed the diet religiously for several months. And I just didn't feel good. I was miserably unsatisfied, and I could not see myself living like that the rest of my life.
Right.
So has to be something better out there. And when our grandparents ate, and we ate from the dirt and the sea and the earth, that we just were healthier.
Right.
Unless I'm just missing something, we were healthier. We didn't have all the additives and preservatives, and so it's worth a shot anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
I am miserable with my gut. So, balance is the key. You're right. If I can find
it. And please don't forget to like this live.
Yep.
If you're enjoying our conversation here.
Yes, Joan. No nutritionist or dietitian yet. I haven't found one that I can afford or my insurance will cover, which is crazy to me. Would you not think they would want to cover a dietitian or a nutritionist to prevent you from being sick?
Right. But that would seem like a logical thing, but
no, they don't. They won't. So
I wonder if there's any sort of app that you could get that might be helpful or anything like that.
The only apps I found are to, like, when I was following the low FODMAP diet, to show me what was in a food like that I might be missing, like an ingredient that I might be missing. But I haven't found yet an app but I'm sure they're out there. Yeah, Wanda, we didn't have junk food way back either. I mean, fruit was fruit is what you ate, so yes, insurance is expensive and covers nothing. You're exactly right about that. What does my Shawnee say? My Sean says, I believe eating habits are attributed to coming off blood pressure and type 2. He's lost 54 pounds. Yep. Yep. Sean healed himself from blood pressure and blood sugar issues just from changing the foods he ate. Yep. In 3 months. His doctor was absolutely amazed. He was like, I wish all my patients would do this. He takes no medicine now. And I frankly was wondering if it was going to happen because his blood pressure was crazy. He was put on blood sugar medicine. I mean, it's what I believe it's 9/10 of what goes in our mouth.
Yeah, because I ended up I was on blood pressure medication, I was on diabetes medication, and I was on a CPAP, and I got off of all of that once I lost the weight. So it definitely makes a big difference.
And I am not a doctor, and I do not play one on TV, but I have had to have frank conversations with my doctors and say, I'm not saying I want a new doctor. I'm not saying, but I'm saying that it's everything is not the same for everybody. You can't just prescribe a restrictive diet that's going to limit my nutrition, and and so I'd recommend always talking to your doctor if you have problems and you want to change things. But
right. And that's the problem, is a lot of people don't advocate for themselves with their doctors, because it's like, he's the doctor, he must know, or she's the doctor, she must know what they're talking about.
Well, and they label you a problem patient. They label you non-compliant, and like, well, how dare you ask me those things, and I'm like, well, goodness, we are paying you to help us.
Right.
It's been a very eye-opening 4 or 5 months with the belly issues.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. All right, well, we are at 1 hour and 15 minutes, so I think that might be time to wrap it up, unless anyone has any questions or any comments that they would like to share.
It's been fun.
Yeah, and I'm glad we were able to get you back into YouTube in a very gradual way. And next time, I will have to be a guest on your channel, so that way you get those views on your channel.
You definitely will. Yeah. Yep, definitely. Thank you so much. It was nice talking to some of you that I have missed talking to.
Right. Oh yeah,
Joan,
for sure,
that's a good
Joan.
point, Joan. Yeah. They don't ask you what you eat, how do you sleep, or do you exercise. And they don't ask you that. They don't. They're not in there long enough to ask you that.
No, I mean, I get a very minimal, like, little conversation, and what are your problems? Okay.
Here's a new medicine.
Right.
That's what you get. So, yeah.
I'm sure it's very different for you, Dee, to be on that side of the live. So now you know what I'm usually doing.
Oh, it's been fun, y'all. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys. I'm glad you were able to stop in and join us. And if you're watching this on the replay, I hope you enjoyed the conversation. And I guess we'll see you another time.
Hey, Budget Girl, I'll talk to you later. See y'all later. Bye.
That's okay, Joan. Bye.